morning, students. Let's continue with the chapter algebra. I hope that basic concept of constant and variable is clear to you. So let's now continue with the use of variables. That how we use the variables. Okay. So what we can do with the constant and variables, we can form a general pattern of something, of any figure or any series or any number question you get in logical reasoning. You generally get a patterns, few numbers written, and then you have to form a general pattern with the help of which you can find out the unknown numbers. Yes, so we can find out patterns and we can form formulas as well with the help of variables, that as we study the formula of area of rectangle, perimeter of rectangle, area of triangle, perimeter of triangle, and many more. So with the help of algebra only we can form general formulas of given figures in geometry. And what else we can do? We can find out mathematical relations between different quantities. Okay, if two quantities are there, then how can we represent them mathematically with the help of algebra? So this is what we are going to study today. And to study this, what we are going to do? We are going to do few questions. And on the basis of those questions, you will be able to understand that how we can use variables. Okay, so I am reading the first question for you. That is the questions from your exercise 9.1. We will solve that question. Anuradha is drawing a dot rangoli. She has 8 dots in a row. So number of dots in a row is 8. When Anuradha is drawing the rangoli, what she is doing in a row, she is drawing 8 dots. Now what they are asking, that how many dots will her rangoli have for our rows? This means what? That they are asking you that in general, if in one row it is 8, so in two rows it will be, so if I say in one row it is 8, and so in two rows it will be 16. Yes, in three rows it will be 24. So actually what we are doing is that in one row it is 8, means 8 into 1. In two rows it is double, obviously 2 rows, so it will be 16. This means 8 into 2. 3 rows means 8 into 3. Yes, this is how we can find out the number of rows, number of dots if we are taking one row, 2 row or 3 row. So similarly they are asking that in general what we can write. So in general what we can write is, we can assume the number of rows as a variable and we can put the value according to the need what we want. So what we can do is, we can check two things here, that in these three things, one thing is constant and one thing is variable. So the dots in each row is constant, is everywhere 8, 8, 8. What is changing here is the number of rows that we need. Here the number of row is 1, number of row is 2 and number of row is 3. So whatever is variable, we take it as a alphabet. So what we can do, that in this question we can take that the number of rows is, let the number of rows be R. So let the number of rows be R. Now now we have to represent the number of dots in our rows. So number of dots in our rows will be what? In one row it is 8 into 1, in two rows it is 8 into 2, in three rows it is 8 into 3. So in our rows it should be 8 into R. Now this 8 into R, how we represent this in the form of algebra? We do not put the multiplication sign with a constant and a variable. Very important. We do not put a multiplication sign here when I will write the number of dots for our rows. So I will not write this. This multiplication sign is not required whenever you combine a constant and a variable and there is no sign in between them. Means if I write 8 and r, this means I have not put any sign between the constant and the variable, which always means that it is multiplication. Means 8 is multiplied by r. Now, whatever is the number of rows, we can find out our answer. So what can be my r here? My r can be 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Any number. And whatever number you say, if you say number of rows is 100, so I will do 8 into 100. If you say number of rows as 150, I will do 8 into 150. So this is a general relation that we have developed between the two quantities, that is the number of dots and the number of rows, and it is 8r. 8 is constant, the number of dots is constant and rows can vary, so it is represented with a variable r. Yeah, I hope this is clear to you. Now let's come to the next question. Again I am reading the next question, listen it carefully, then I will write the Harsha's score in mathematics is 15 more than 3/4 of her score in science. So score in mathematics is 15 more than 3/4 of score in science. Okay, this is the relation that is given between the two quantities, marks in mathematics and marks in science. The score in mathematics is 15 more. More means what? When you say more, it is always plus. 15 more then 3/4. What is 3/4? 3/4 is 3 upon 4. This is 3/4 of score in science. So you have to develop a relation between the score in maths and the score in science. Okay, so let me finish the question. Harsha's score in mathematics is 15 more than 3/4 of her score in science if she scores X marks in science. Now this time they have given you that the variable here that you have to assume is for science, score of science, which they have said that she scores X marks in science. You have to find out her score in mathematics. So what we can say, let the score of science be X. Let the score of science be X, then you have to find out the score in mathematics. So there is a relation which says that mathematics marks is 15 more. So this 15 more is a very easy thing that I can write. So I can write it is 15 more means 15 more plus 15 it is. Yes, but from what it is 15 more? 15 more than 3/4 of score in science. So whatever is the score in science, 3/4 of it. 3/4 of score in science. So 3/4 of means multiply. So 3/4 of means multiply. So I have written 3/4 of score in science. So 3/4 of score in science. It is very important that you understand this is multiplication and this is X, variable X. Okay. So what will be score in mathematics? It's 15 more. So 15 more then what? then 3/4 of score in science. So 3/4 of score in science plus 15 more. And then what we get? We get the marks in mathematics. And as I said that there is no need to put the multiplication sign between a constant and a variable. So what else we can write? We can simply write 3/4 x plus 15. This, with the help of this, what we can represent the marks in mathematics. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now let's take few questions of pattern. I am reading the question. Find the rule which gives the number of matchsticks required to make the following matchstick pattern. Use variable to write the rule. Okay, so I am taking a pattern. Suppose I have to make a Z. So if I am making a Z, then how many matchsticks I am using? I am using 3 matchsticks. Now if I want to make 2Z, then how many matchsticks I will use? I am using, obviously, I am using 6, 3 plus 3, 6, and so on. Okay, so this means what? This follows a table here. Let's make one more. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9. So when I am making 1Z, I am using 3 matchsticks. I am making 2Z, I am using 6. When I am making 3Z, I am using 9 matchsticks. So what they are asking you, that if suppose they ask us that to make 18 or 20Z, how many matchsticks are used? Then you are not going to make 20Z and you are going to count. You are going to use it logically. That if for 1 it is 3, then for 2 it should be 3 into 2, 6. And for 3 it should be 3 into 3, that is 9. So if I said that suppose for 20Z, how many matchsticks are used? So you will simply say for 1 I am using 3 matchsticks. So for 20 I will say into 20, and I will say I will use 60 matchsticks. So there is a pattern which says that with the number of Z, I am multiplying the number of sticks that are used. The number of sticks that are used everywhere is 333. What is now changing here? As I said, I have to convert it as variable and constant. So identify variable and constant. This is constant. The number of matchsticks used for one pattern. This is constant. Now what is changing here? The number of Z, the requirement for the Z. Here it is 1, 2, 3, 20. Okay, so what is changing here? What is variable here is the number of Z. So how we can find out the pattern? So in general, what we can say, to make R, or you can take any variable here now. Since no variable is given here, so you can take any variable. You can take small z also, okay, or you can take x also, you can take y also. If I take x, I am taking x. Let's take something else, otherwise you will feel that only x. I am taking a. So now to make a number of z's, number of matchsticks required will be, will be 3 for 1 multiplied by a, because I am taking a number of z's, and this will be 3a. So the general pattern here is 3a. So if I want 1z, I will write 3 into 1. I want 2z, I will write 3 into 2. I want 3z, I will write 3 into 3, and I will get the number of matchsticks required. So what is this representing? This is representing a general pattern. So we put any value here, any number of z's here, and we can get the number of matchsticks. Okay. Now this is a very easy pattern. Let's take one more question, where you have to think logically. As you think in logical reasoning questions, form pattern. and then you do it. So again, if your pattern is somewhat like this, that I have to make a triangle. So to make a triangle, 3 matchsticks are required. Now if I make 2 triangles and I join them, okay. Now again I make one more pattern and I do the same thing. So now what you can see here is that in the previous case, the number of sticks, the figures were independent. I have not joined the number of z's, the z that I was drawing. But here what we have done, we have joined the pattern here. We have actually decreased one stick here. When I am joining, so this stick is common here, and I have drawn 2 triangles. When now I am drawing 3, so this stick is common for these 2 triangles and this stick is common for these 2 triangles. So actually I am decreasing the number of sticks every time, and then I am continuing with my pattern. So here you have to develop the pattern, that what should be the pattern. Here the pattern will not be in general 3 3 3 3. Here the pattern is changing. Okay. So what we can do here, we have to form we have to think here that what should be the pattern that is following here. So when I have the figure, I have one figure here. So the number of matchsticks that I am using here is 3. Yes. And when I am drawing 2 triangles, then the number of matchsticks will be not 6. 1 is less. So it is 5. Now when the number of triangles are 3 here, then it is not 9, it is 2 less. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is 7 and so on. This will happen. Now in this case you have to draw a pattern so that you put the value. What we were doing, we were putting the value of the number of figures, that I need 1z, 2z, 3z. So similarly here also I need 1 figure, 2 figure, 3 figure. So we convert the number of figures into a variable. Okay. So and then according to the number of sticks that we have, we form the pattern here. So what we can see here, observe here, is this is 3, this is 5 and this is 7. 1, 2, 3. Are they following any table or something? You have to think like this, that are they following any table or something? So 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. But what I can see here is 2 1s are 2, but it is 1 more than 2. It is 3. 2 2s are 4 and it is 1 more than it, that is 5. 2 3s are 6 and it is 1 more it, that is 7. So there is a pattern that is following here, which says this is how you can develop the patterns with the help of tables that you think. It can be in the table of 3 also or 4 also, and there will be a pattern. So what I did, I tried generally that I tried it with the table of 2 and I realized that it is 2 1s are 2 and plus 1, 2 2s are 4 and plus 1, 2 3s are 6 and plus 1. So what I am getting here is 2 into 1 plus 1, 2 into 2 plus 1, and for this 2 into 3 plus 1. Actually in these type of questions you will be getting 2 constants and 1 variable. Yes, so what are the 2 constants here is this 2 is constant. Every time I am multiplying a number with the 2 and then I am adding 1 to it. Every time and this is something that you have to develop logically. Okay, you have to think about it and then develop the pattern logically. So this is 2 multiplied by 1. So 2 plus 1, 3. 2 multiplied by 2, so 4 plus 1, 5. 2 multiplied by 3, so 6 plus 1, 7. So what are the things or what is the pattern that we have developed here is 2 constant everywhere, 1 constant everywhere. Variable here is 1, 2, 3. So this 1, 2, 3 represent what? The number of figures. Number of figure 1, number of figure 2, number of figure 3. So what we can say, that let the number of figures be, let's this time take it as y. I am taking different variables now. Okay. So let the number of figures be y. So if I am saying the number of figure 1, so I am taking 1. When I am saying 2, I am taking 2. So when I say y, what should I do? I should take y here. So what I will be getting if in general I take this? So what I am getting? If I put y here or 1 here, I am getting number of matches sticks. I put 2 here, I get number of matches sticks. I put 3 here, I get number of matches sticks. So number of matches sticks in general, number of matches sticks will be 2, which is constant, into y, which is representing the number of figures, and plus 1. Okay, and as I said that we don't need this multiplication sign, so I will say 2y plus 1. 2y plus 1 will be the pattern that we want. Okay, now these type of questions are there in your examples also. Before your exercise, these type of questions are there in your example also. Go through all the questions, so you will actually understand that to develop this pattern is not that difficult. Once you will start reading those questions, you will be able to think logically. Basically, you have to think logically for these patterns. So once you read those questions, you will be able to think logically that yes, in this way we can develop the pattern. Okay, now let's take a question in which we develop a formula. We can develop formulas as well, as we have done in the previous class, that how we can develop the formula, that if area of rectangle we say as length into breadth, so instead of length into breadth we can write L into B. Okay, so if I take one question, I am reading it for you. If the side of an equilateral triangle is L, so let's draw an equilateral triangle. What is an equilateral triangle? An equilateral triangle means all sides are equal. So they are saying that if the equilateral triangle, one side is L, you have to find out its perimeter. So if one side is L, so its all sides are same. So if this is L, this is also L, and this is also L. And you have to find out the perimeter of this triangle. So what will be the perimeter? Perimeter is sum of all side. So sum of all side means L plus L plus L. So L, 1 time L, 2 time L, and 3 times L. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. 3 times L means what? Instead of L plus L, what I can write? I can write 3 times L. 3 times means this only, 1, 2, 3 times I am adding it. So 3 times L, and 3 times L in general can be written as 3L. No need to put the multiplication sign. Okay. So if I have to find out area of an equilateral triangle, so how we can find out, perimeter of an equilateral triangle, so how we can find out? If one side they are saying is L, so the remaining 2 sides should also be L, because all sides are equal in equilateral triangle. And what is the perimeter? Is always the sum of all sides. So sum of all sides, so L, L, L. 3 times L, so 3 times L, 3 into L. That will be 3L. Okay, now let me quickly take one more question. The length of an edge of a cube is L. Now if they are saying that the length of a cube is L, then you have to find out the sum of the length of all. So if I have a cube, So they are saying in this cube one edge. What is edge? Edge is these lines that are drawn here. They are edges of the cube. And what they are asking is to find out sum of all sum of the length of all the edges of the cube. All the edges of the cube. Okay. So if I take a cube, let's take a cube. If I take this cube, then in this cube they are saying that one length is L. One length is L. So as done in the case of equilateral triangle, that since all the sides were equal and they said one side is L, so it has three sides. So what we did 3 into L. So in this also, if I count all the edges of a cube and then I simply multiply it with L, then I will get the length of all edges. Okay, so let's count that how many edges are there. What are edges? Edges are these sides that are given here. These are edges. Okay, so how many edges are there? If I take this top part, so it has 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 edges. Now if I take this bottom part, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 edges. So 4 edges here, 4 edges here, 8 edges, and I can see edges here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 edges here also. So 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here. So total how many edges are there? Total 12 edges are there in a cube. So if 12 edges are there in the cube and if one edge is L, so 12 sides or 12 edges will be 12L. They are asking you to sum all the L. So L plus L plus L plus L, how many times you have to write? Since I have counted that there are 12 edges, so I will write 12 times L. So 12 times L means 12L. Okay, I hope this is also clear to you. Now this is it for today. Your homework will be mentioned in the instructions. Do your homework accordingly. Thank you so much.